One of the toughest things you're ever going to have to do is to get yourself out of the truck. It's funny because I remember when I first started out and I was doing all the work, I would see other business guys just standing around barking out commands, watching and telling others what to do. I thought, man, now that's what I want. I want to be that guy. Until I actually got to that point where I was that guy. And then you think you'd rather be back in the truck. Believe it or not, it is as frustrating as that sounds. I think if you love your work, if you love what you do, I think that all you guys have that in you. It's just in you. And now when I have to go around and I built my business to the point where I spend 3/4 of my time out estimating work, hustling, getting more work and building the company. Rather than being in the truck. I still get in the truck with the guys once in a while and do that stuff, but it's not a daily basis, and I really, really like being with the guys, but it's something you got to get over if you want to grow your business, okay? And they're not saying that for no reason. Everyone's telling you this for a reason. It's because if you're in that truck, the calls come in, and I've learned this over and over and over again. When the calls come in for estimates, okay, you've spent your money, you've done your advertising, you put all your hard work into it, and the calls come in, you need to be the first guy there. You need to be there, land that job, get that work, okay? You can't do that if you're in the truck. And I don't know how many times I've had this happen where I would get back into the truck, say we're going out lawn mowing, I would get back in the truck and there'd be like 8 messages on my phone. And I would try and call those people back, and when I did, I was probably calling them within a half an hour if we were on some big commercial job or something. By the time I called them back, most of them had already found someone else. So I missed out on those opportunities. If I hadn't have been in the truck with the guys, when those calls came in, I could have grabbed them immediately, went and saw those guys, or at least said, hey, you know what? I'm going to come see you here in just a few minutes. I got a couple guys right before you, but then I'm going to be there. And then they don't even need to call anybody else, okay? Because they know Johnny on the spot is coming, and that's you. Okay, so that being said, what you have to learn, you're going to have a hard time growing your business if you spend all your time in that truck. Okay, you really need to be out hustling, estimating your work, and growing your company. Okay, to me, the key is finding the right people to surround yourself with. All right, that's a big deal, especially today. It's so difficult for all of us to find good quality people. I'll tell you this. If you do find them, you better hang on to them, and you better give them what they want and do what you can with them to keep them. If they're wishy-washy, there's a lot of people like that out there. Give them the boot, get them down the road. That's another thing that I've learned, and it's probably a video for another time. But if you have employees that are just so-so in your business, you need to always be looking for better employees. You need to be advertising, interviewing those guys. You've got to get key people around you. And if you've got employees that are dragging you down, they need to get the boot. Again, whole nother video, we'll talk about it later. Sorry for my attention deficit disorder, because apparently I'm littered with it. So anyway, the key to me, finding good people to surround yourself with. Because you can never get out of that truck. You can never get out of that truck if you don't have good people. If I can't leave my people on the job site on a landscape job or mowing or whatever it is, if I can't trust them to do their job when I leave them alone, and I've had this happen a million times. I've had to go to a different city say I would take one truck, head to a different city to mow a certain amount of jobs over there, and I would come back expecting these to be done back here, and only half the work was done. I don't know how many times, I'm sure you guys have had that happen a million times. You think to yourself, oh, they should have at least 15 jobs done. They had 3/4 of the day, blah, blah, blah. And then you get there and hardly anything's done. Well, those guys are just screwing off. That is all they're doing. They're screwing off. So anyway, if you get good people, it's going to allow you to focus on what you do best, which should be selling and hustling. Okay? The opposite is true if you have these bad people working for you. If you have bad people, they're always going to bring you down. I can remember my wife just gets so mad at this. Like if I have some new guys in the truck with me or whatever, and I take them out, we're going to go do a job or whatnot, and I can't drop them on the job site and have them do some of the work, and she gets mad at me because like if I have to go on estimates, I try to be Johnny on the spot. So a call comes in for a paver patio and it's a half an hour from here, and I got to drive up there with the guys, or an hour from here, drive up there with them, meet with them, do the estimate, and come on back with the guys. She'd always get mad at me. Well, here's what I learned. When I had bad guys working for me, if I left them on the job site, 9 out of 10 times when I came back, I had to tear everything back out and start over again. So it actually cost me more time. So I just said, screw it, get in the truck with me and go. Until I woke up and realized these guys are buffoons, they're idiots. I can't have them in the truck, I gotta move on. They need to be working out there. And if they're not good enough to work, if they haven't been trained good enough, then shame on you. If they've been trained and they still can't do the job, double shame on you. You should boot their asses down the road. That's that. All right, so anyway, eventually you won't be able to do the work anymore. Then what? Most people don't think about that. Most people don't think of the exiting, the exit strategy, what you're gonna do to get out of this at the end. When your back goes out, when your knees go bad, if you have an injury, there's so many things. You could develop cancer. There's just all kinds of things that can happen to you. When those things happen, then what? So if you're not constantly thinking about this and you're not trying to come up with a game plan, you're really losing. You could lose at the end, okay? I'm going to tell you a story, and this is not my story. Lawn Care Millionaire brought this up, Jonathan Potoshnik. I believe he mentioned this. I heard it years ago, so I may not get it exactly right, but I believe he bought like one of his first companies for like $6,000 or something like that, and then he got it from the guy, and he was astounded by. He looked at this guy had been mowing for many years. I don't remember how many years, so I'm not even going to quote it, but his whole life basically. And at the end of the day, he bought this guy's life, not savings, but his business that he had built up in the 20 or 30 years or whatever it was for like $6,000. You don't want that to be you, okay? You don't want that to be you. You want to move past that. You need to have an exit strategy in place. You need to be thinking about it now, because if you don't, you're really going to be behind the 8 ball and you're going to be in trouble. Like I said, an injury comes up, or you're all of a sudden you develop a bad back or bad knees, whatever, and you can't do the work. Guys, it happens. It happens to every single one of us. I feel it every day when I get out of that bed, and I sure as heck feel it when I get off that mower and it pounds a living tar out of me, okay? I get it, all right? So it begins with your strategies and finding good people. And I know, good people, where are you going to find them? Oh my God, don't even get me started with that. That is a whole nother video all on its own. It's very difficult today, you guys. It is extremely difficult. But I'll tell you this, that one of the best tips I can give you, and I want you guys to leave me tips down below on how you guys are finding good workers, because we can help share and help each other learn. But one of the things that I do is I go around and I recruit. So I actively recruit people. I feel there's already a certain percentage of people. The only ones that are going to be workers are the ones that are already in the workforce. They already have a job generally. So what I need to do is go there, try and find those guys, see if I can get them to come with me. I don't try to pull them away from lawn care guys. I have total respect for them. But if I go into a gas station, for example, let's say I go in there and I find this one guy that he's always working in there, and I've seen him there all the time, and we always talk, and I know he's a good guy. I may try and recruit that guy. If I see a guy working at Fleet Farm, Menards, Walmart, whatever, I may see a guy in there that, hey, every time I see that guy in the store, he's always moving, he's always working. He's going to go someplace. I might approach him, okay? Happens all day long. You guys let me know what you do, okay? All right, when you do find good employees, communicate with them to see if they want to be a leader, okay? They got to want to be a leader, all right? You got to know that. If they don't share your vision, you're wasting your time with them. So let's say, for example, you find your prime guy, and you're like, okay, Johnny, here's my vision. In 10 years, I want to be out of this truck. I want you to manage it. I want you to run it. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set you up on incentives, bonuses, or whatever you guys work out. But develop a strategy with them. You got to figure out if you're wasting your time, though. This is very, very important, okay? Just tell them, I need to be out of the truck. I need to be growing the business, okay? You're my best guy. You can handle this stuff. What's your plan? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? If he tells you he sees himself working right beside you in 10 years, that's your man. If he tells you, man, I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow, much less 10 years, that's probably not your best choice, okay? They got to share your passion, your vision, or you're wasting your time and you need to move on, all right? So, having said that, develop your exit strategies. Get out of the truck as fast as you can. I'm telling you this, guys. I've learned it through, I wish I would have done it years ago. I really do. And I'm telling you, it's difficult at first. At first, it's really difficult because you feel like you have to be right there with every single job. You feel like nothing can get done without you. And that's total BS. It can get done without you. And it gets easier, you guys. It gets easier when you hire people to do things for you. Okay? It really does. There's nothing wrong with going out there and working 2 days a week with your guys. And that's awesome. I love doing that. It keeps you in touch with them. You know, maybe go down, like in my case, maybe I'd go down to the vape shop and work for a day. Or maybe I'd get with the lawn crew for a day. Or maybe I'd go out in the pest control for a day. Or maybe I'll landscape for a day. I mean, I want to do those things. But I know I have to grow my business. And that comes first. Because there's a lot of people that work with me that depend on me. And even if you don't have what I have, I'll tell you something. You probably still have a wife that depends on you, okay? She, I'm sure, would want more, okay? Guys, I'm just telling you, it's going to happen sooner or later. Make your plans today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave me your comments down below and let me know how you're finding help, what your strategies are, what your plans are to get out from behind that glass. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.